All right, shalom, shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, safety, and salutations to you Akims sincerely doing these works in these last days, all right? Just a quick little lesson, man. I was going over some things and just seeing this about Gentiles. It's how throughout the multiple captivities, we were forced to be Gentiles, okay? This is 1 Corinthians 12:2. It says, "Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away into these dumb idols, even as ye were led." So, it wasn't just a series of us willfully becoming Gentiles. You had some people that was willfully becoming Gentiles, but it said you were led. So when you're a captive of someone, you go by their rules, okay? What they say goes, because they've actually conquered you, and you were forced to do, you're forced to do exactly what they say you gonna do, all right? So you could cancel an idea of, well, we were just being wicked and became Gentile. Like, for the most part, man, it's kind of like here in America. You know what I'm saying? Jake today takes these things and they run with them. I mean, they willfully Gentiles these days. All right. But could you imagine, like, when we came over from Africa on those ships, they had to beat Christianity in us. When the northern tribes went over to the islands and all that, they were they carried away into the dumb idols, and that's what this is speaking on. But they were led. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you're led into captivity, one of the main things you see is the language change. You're forced to take on their customs. All right, this is Acts 21:21. It says, "And they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses." So this was them getting away from their customs. These were Gentiles, Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses. Okay, so that will make them Gentiles also, because they're forsaking their way of life, their way of thinking. Okay. All right, it says, saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs. So it was a custom after the 8 days to circumcise your child. You know what I'm saying? Your male child. It was something you had to do after the 8th day. That was a custom of Israel. Okay. It's the 2nd Maccabees. I'm going to start at the 6th chapter, 5th verse. It says, "The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbiddeth." So you see, the customs were being broken. It says, "Neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days or ancient fasts." So you couldn't fast and you couldn't keep your high holy days. Okay. It says, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. So it was for you even to call yourself after your own nationality, it was a thing you wasn't supposed to do. You could be put to death for it. All right. It says, "And the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat the sacrifices. And when the fast of Bacchus was kept," so they was forced to eat abominable things. Okay. It says, "The Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus, carrying ivy." Okay. "Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities." And this was familiar. This also happened in the book of Esther also. Okay. It says, moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestions of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions. Y'all gonna do exactly what we doing. Y'all captives. We're above y'all. Okay? It says, and be partakers of their sacrifices. So you got to get down with us. Whatever we say is gonna happen is gonna happen. Okay? It says, and whoso would not conform themselves, change themselves to the manners of the Gentiles. If you changing what you normally do to a heathen custom, that makes you a heathen. That makes you a Gentile. Okay, man. I mean, this is simple. This makes you a Gentile. Okay. So Christians getting it all mangled in the scriptures, not understanding, well, there is neither Jew nor Greek, Jew nor Gentile. Look, man, we became Gentiles through captivity, and it gets to the point to where you're born into something that it's a natural custom for you. Like today, we used to speak the ancient Hebrew, but throughout time, English being whipped in us, guess what? You're born and you're speaking that language. Okay? This is a bastard tongue. This makes us Gentiles. Man, that keep happening. It says 9, and whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles, change themselves to our manner, should be put to death. So it was forced. If you don't do this, your ass gonna get put to death. Okay, and you know Jake not having no decency about themselves for the most part, they gonna conform. Then might a man have seen the present misery, because not following the laws of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and keeping the customs is only going to lead you to trouble. All right. It's going to lead you to trouble. It's going to lead you to doing things and going off and following false idols. Okay. And things of that nature. Salakia. Things of that nature. So, and this is for anybody saying that, well, that's the Old Testament, which means covenant. That's the old promise. So I read the new promise. Okay? The new covenant. It's Hebrews 8:8. For people who saying, well, everybody could be brought into the new covenant, or the New Testament, the new covenant of who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Let's see what it says. This is Hebrews 8:8. For finding fault with them, Israelites, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. It's not speaking on no Gentiles being a part of our covenant. Okay, and when you go to Romans the 9th chapter, and you start at 1 and you read down, one of the things in there was covenants with an S. All right? So these covenants and all these things belong to Israel. It says, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and led them out of the land of Egypt. Not that covenant, because they continue not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. Notice it don't say and Judah, because we're becoming one stick now. Okay? This covenant is happening now. Okay? And it says, I will put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, or a power, and they shall be to me a people. And that's what we're doing in this present day. Okay? That's what we're doing right now. So to be a Gentile is actually taking on someone else's custom. All right? This stuff is super simple when you understand scripture. You know, but our people, man, they're so engulfed in Christianity and thinking they know something. You learning things from your slave master. You mean to tell me somebody's gonna drag you from one continent to another continent, beat your nationality out of you, rape your women, take your children, have them picking cotton, picking sugarcane, picking tobacco, building railroads, build up a whole society and a whole country, and then all of a sudden they're gonna turn around and tell you the truth about everything that they did? Niggas is stupid. They also tell you, hey man, forget about slavery. That shit in the past. And Jacob put that shit in their head and be like, man, that shit old, man. We don't worry about that shit no more. That's how niggas think, bruh. You always supposed to look at the old things. Yahweh Shem Yahshua, I haven't forgot about it. And if you're supposed to be in a like mind frame of him, why the hell would you forget about it? Okay? So I hope this was edifying, man. I mean, it's not no rocket science scriptures, things that's way above the head. You know what I'm saying? But it's edifying. I hope it's edifying to brothers. You know what I'm saying? To younger brothers coming in that really needed this. Okay? I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That belongs to the Apostle and Elders, Great Millstone. And a hearty salutation to you Akims, man, that's pushing this truth in sincerity.